Hello, my name is Robin, and welcome to the full demo of my AutolumeGallery project based on the abstract artwork of my late grandfather, Peter John Vormay. With this project, I wanted to create an experience where users can explore, manipulate, and experiment with the different shapes, colors, and patterns found in his work. To do so, I used Autolume to locally train a GAN model on roughly 360 of his paintings. I then used Unity to create an input system that allows users to explore the vectors of latent space in 3D space. As we enter the experience, we have an information panel telling us about the piece and how things work. We look at our controllers, we'll have button mapping pop-ups detailing the different actions we can take in the scene. If we turn around, we have the canvas and the manipulators. The way the system works is that Autolume is streaming the GAN output over NDI into Unity's and the canvas. Unity is then responding with data through OSC, taking the information from the manipulators and mapping it to different parameters in Autolume. Now, my machine isn't the strongest, so the somewhat low canvas frame rate and resolution you'll see is purely a restriction based on my own GPU. Starting with the latent space vectors, each of these outer manipulators have their X, Y, and Z coordinates, all corresponding to different meaningful vectors in the latent space. They change different aspects of the image as we move them around in the 3D space, like so. We're also able to control one of the convolution layers, kind of changing the shapes up of the underlying image. Taking the X and Y position of the manipulator as well as the Z rotation, they're all applied as transformations on the third of the 8 convolution layers underneath the hood. The final 512 by 512 output is streamed to all 4 tiles in the canvas in this default configuration, but the bottom left tile matches the initial orientation from Autolume. Moving on in a similar fashion, we'll take the X position of this manipulator, and it'll adjust the RNG seed, taking us to different places and exploring different aesthetics within the latent space. If we rotate the manipulator, we will also change up the noise seed, giving us different iterations on those aesthetics. Lastly, but not least, each of the panels in the piece are maneuverable, rotatable, and flippable, giving us absolute freedom to remix, explore, and play around with the piece to our heart's content. If we end up creating something that we're particularly fond of, it's super easy to take a screenshot of the canvas. Just hold down one of the triggers on your controller and like so. It'll be waiting for us in the data folder of the application. That about sums everything up. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.